Hey friends, Greg with the Pennywise Guys. Have you ever tried to restore your car light lenses to get them clear again by using the tricks that you find on the internet like WD-40, toothpaste, or mosquito spray? Those tricks don't last. They'll go back to going yellow and getting all foggy again. Let me show you a cheap way to do it that will last. You don't have to replace the lens, you don't have to color sand it and buff it out, all that expensive materials and equipment to do that. This is quick, it will last. Let me show you. Let's get started. Let me show you the reason why this is all foggy. Plastic oxidizes and it has micro pits that causes the light to diffract and get real foggy. So those gimmicks that you see that toothpaste or WD-40 or the mosquito repellent with the DEET, those things will temporarily fill those small micro pits and bring the gloss back. Same thing as water. Watch what I do if I squirt a little Windex on there. Before it dries, see watch what happens. It got clear, and as soon as it starts to dry, it starts to get foggy again. Those other treatments will last just a few days before that toothpaste residue or the DEET and the mosquito repellent or the WD-40 will evaporate out and it'll get cloudy again. So the only way to do it, other than expensive replacement, or if you went ahead to restore the old one by color sanding and polishing it out with a plastic polish, that's the light replacement's expensive. The sanding and polishing, you've got to have a polisher, you've got to have the sanding equipment and all the supplies, and that can be pretty expensive as well. And that's a good solution, but it's still costly and takes some time and effort. I found that if you just go ahead and clear coat the lens, and it'll fill in those micro pits, and it'll be a long-term solution that'll last for a while, but you'll have to redo it. But let me show you what I found. The Krylon Crystal Clear acrylic coating, I get this at Walmart for under $5 a can. And it on here has its permanent protective finish, non-yellowing. Non-yellowing means that it's not going to oxidize quickly, and when it does, this stuff here will last you up to a year. And all you got to do is take some ultra-fine steel wool, buff it out, and put another coat on it. A can for under $5, you use maybe a fourth a can. There's 4 treatments right there for about $1.25 per set of headlights. Once a year, light your steel wool, tape it off, spray a light coat on there, we're good for another year. You could do this, or you could go with the automotive clear, and it has the hardener. It's about $20 a can. It has a little button down there that releases the hardener. You shake it up and it's now a hardened clear coat. The only problem is that's $20, and once you mix the hardener into it, that can will go bad fairly soon after you use it, so you have to use the whole can. So there you have a $20 treatment for 2 headlights, or $1.25. Okay, after cleaning it with Windex, getting all the debris and dirt off, tape it off with some blue masking tape to protect the car finish. And we're going to go ahead and spray this on and get it going. A little breezy today, so be careful about overspray. Do a light coat here first. Excuse the shadow. Okay, and I'll come back and just get a little bit heavier coat. Yeah, it's a breezy day. Probably about the best day to do this. And there you go. And miss a spot there. Alright, I did both sides, and this side I did half. And I wanted to show you the difference between the right and left side. You can see it works very well, and it will last up to a year. Just very quick, easy, and once a year, spray another coat on. I pray that you are blessed and that you know Him who is the author of life.